All right, we're back. Judd'z Budz, episode something. Spokesy, joined by my good buddy, Mr. State of Hoppy. How we doing?
Very, very tired, but this will wake us up. It feels like we've been just starting with random fun facts that we've learned this week on these episodes. And I saw something about dolphins being the only animal besides humans that like actively try to alter their mind. And apparently they will literally like attack a pufferfish and just get it to like poison them enough that it gets them high, basically. And like they'll literally sit there and like attack it and just like swim away and then like swim in the stuff. And it's like, all right, get high, move on.
That rules.
Like a whole group of dolphins will just like all go at this one pufferfish and then they're like, all right, see ya.
Tell you what, I'm gonna take some notes.
Dolphins. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's real, but I'm obsessed with the fact that someone even came up with that.
Dolphins, Rick. Sick. Where did you see that? I'm not saying it's not. I've never even put any thought into that.
It was, I think it was on Instagram, but there was like a whole video like about it, like explaining it. And it, granted, again, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've seen AI videos and like I'm usually pretty good at being like, come on, guys. This one, if it was AI, it was really good AI. So,
just making sure it wasn't like I was listening to Rogan because the route he's on, it is.
Yeah, Anthony Jeselnik was actually talking about it this week.
I love Jeselnik. I love how all the Austin comedians hate him.
We literally spent an hour and a half after last week's episode exchanging Jeselnik clips.
It's so funny. It's so good.
He's so damn good.
But the Rogan clips lately, I've been like, this fucking guy. Like, I mean, you know.
Whoa, Cole. Talk more. In the comments. You continue. I just need Cole to give more context on the Odyssey.
Like, he had that dude on who just was explaining that reading hieroglyphics can boost or does something for your immune system or whatever. And then Rogan yelled at JB because JB laughed. I was like, Rogan, you're so desperate to anything other than what someone would tell you is like medicine. Like, he's like, no. I can't. Like, I just can't with this one. And now he's just getting crazy. Well, I mean, he's been nuts for a little bit. Like, it's broke his brain. But I mean, some of the people he's having on now, I'm like, holy shit.
Much less effort to hide it. I got you.
He doesn't give a fuck. But yeah, just making sure your Dolphin facts weren't coming from one of his esteemed recent guests.
Yeah, it was Neil
the hieroglyphics guy. DeGrasse Tyson. Hell yeah.
It's so smoky here. I feel like I need a pack of cigs to clear my lungs. Yeah, no shit, Two-Toed Sloth. It's bad. And honestly, like beyond the smoke, like it has just been so ungodly humid. Like I know it's always humid in the summers, but this feels like a whole new level. I don't know. I hate it. I don't want to leave my house.
We've had fewer really, really, really humid days, but like a couple of the hot days have been like unbearable. But we've had like a decent amount of rain the past couple of weeks too. It's either getting weirdly humid at night, which I'm like whatever. Like I was walking to the bar last week and I was like, Jesus, I was like, it was like the air was like heavy. Like I was like, this is fuck. I hate this shit. Dry heat, I still hate the heat. I hate any heat, but like dry heat's whatever. I'll figure it out. I can live through that. The fucking nasty humid shit is just like, yeah, no, you'll catch me inside for a week and a half.
All right, cool. Would put it up there with Interstellar. Didn't touch my popcorn or pop at all during the third act. Okay. And
is that the Odyssey?
The Odyssey, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either, but
everyone I know that's seen it loved it.
People like made such a big deal out of that movie before it was even released, where like someone decided to get a bunch of buzz around the film by saying that a transgender actress turned actor was playing Achilles, and like there isn't even Achilles in the movie. But it like got people so like up in arms and pissed off that this like badass like mythical character was being portrayed by him. So like I've just kind of tuned out of everything since that because it's all just been propaganda, good or bad. But if it's good, I'm in. I trust Cole. I'll go for it. Although I'm pretty sure the next movie I'm going to see in theaters is going to be Minions and Monsters.
Fuck yeah. I don't even remember the last movie I saw in theaters. I never go.
It's been so long for me. I don't think have I been to a movie theater since COVID? I don't know if I have. Great. There's also been quite the lack of good movies for a long time. Like I've basically made the full-on pivot since probably like early 2010s. It's pretty much been exclusively I watch series rather than movies.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sold, Cole. It'll happen. Can't guarantee when, but it'll happen. All right. Well, I suppose we do promise we'll talk about some hockey stuff here. Couple NHL topics, a little bit of Minnesota Wild stuff, a little bit of Winnipeg Jets, as we decided last week. And I'm sure there will be random stuff that'll come out throughout the chat. Which one do you want to start on, Z, out of the signings?
We can go with Kane to start because I mean, like last week we were talking about the Blackhawks and just the fact that like Kane would be a solid addition for them. Obviously, you did call the price tag. I think. I mean, like, listen, it's 2 years. It's Chicago. They have cap space. They can do it.
100%. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like it's
fake money,
right? It is whatever. Like, let's say they somehow this year and even like next year really surprise everyone, and like if that if that 8 million becomes like a problem or whatever, then that's like, yeah, you definitely did need to do that. But at the same time, it's the Blackhawks that have the space. The fact it's like it's more than just the on ice stuff, I guess. I mean, he's still even like he's
still
like
good hockey player.
He's still a fine hockey player, can still pass, can still score. Like he's solid. And whenever Bedard comes back, that's going to be fun to see them playing together because I know Bedard's been talking it up for a while. So that's going to be fun. But I mean, that does do a lot just for their top six, obviously. Like, again, I'm even more projecting out when Bedard's back. I think they have more options that can slide some guys lower in that lineup instead of trying to force those top 6 minutes. So I think it does a lot. Listen, they're still, and you look at the Central, they're probably projected 7-8. And like I'm not as down on them as I was last year, obviously, but again, that's a nice addition. And it's not going to be I don't foresee them making the playoffs or whatever, but they still have an interesting group of players, and like obviously like the young players, the defense core is interesting. But that's an exciting.
We went deep last week on them.
Yeah, I figured we'd at least bring it up. I think again,
for sure, yeah,
sticker shock with the 8 million, but again, for them, whatever.
It is very funny to me though, like that's how much. And again, the caveat being that Chicago had the cap space, it's monopoly money, who cares? But it is very funny to be like, how long has it been since he played for the Blackhawks? And he made 10.5 when he was like at the peak of his powers, and now he's making 8 in his twilight years. It's just very funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, double 8. Maybe that was intentional somehow. But I don't know. I like it. He was on Pardon My Take today.
Mm-hmm.
Always good interviews with them. They didn't get anything too crazy, but they did talk about how his dad like was a little bummed that he didn't pick Buffalo.
Yeah.
But also that he like loves ripping it up in Chicago, basically. Like Kane has like an extra house there that he didn't sell when he was playing there. And then his dad would literally drive in for every home game. There was one season he drove in for every single of the 41 home games. Wouldn't fly, didn't miss a single one. And he would just show up and he'd have his same routine. He knew the staff at the arena, like as well as like Patty did. And now they're joking about how like he's going to be like the big like return saga. Like everyone's just going to be losing their mind over Patrick Kane's father returning to the United Center.
That rules.
And also even though it was closer, it was only like a 4-hour drive. He like hardly ever went out to Detroit games.
Oh, really?
Some might say that Steve Yzerman was the reason. That's what I'm choosing to go with.
I'm going with that. Yeah, I like that. Works for me.
It's fun. Thomas Hines, if Kane got $8 million, is Senko getting $10 million?
It is also interesting just bringing up Tarasenko, but like a couple, I was looking around, like some of the players who are still unsigned, and there are a couple really surprising ones. The Colin Graff to me is mind blowing out of San Jose. I mean, he just put.
I didn't realize he was owed a contract. Shit.
Yeah, I think I guess technically he's an RFA or whatever.
Sure.
Maybe.
Well, if he didn't file, then it means they're gonna get it done.
Right. It's just weird that I think that should be a super easy contract design. I mean, the kid scored over 20 goals this past year. He's go up and down the lineup, can play both wings, can like put in a shift at center if you need him to. It felt like that would just be an easy one to get done. And for whatever reason, it's dragging on a little bit longer than I would have expected. I still don't think Blankenberg signed unless I missed it. Last time I checked, I didn't think he was. I mean, I should double check because I'm an idiot.
I never saw anything about that.
Just in case. No current contract. Yeah. I mean, whatever. Again, it's the right shot, but he's 5'9", 28 years old. So I guess they're gonna have questions. But I mean, if you just like watch the mixtape and look at his numbers, they're ridiculous. Right. So that's another one I'm surprised. I mean, UFA too. Like,
what's their cap situation though? I honestly don't. I haven't checked in on the Avalanche in a minute. They have 0 cap space. That's why.
No, yeah, I'm just saying that he's a UFA. Right. So I'm surprised no one's.
Oh, I would imagine it's because he's waiting for them to do something to make room. Like they basically said, "You're coming back, dude. Like, chill." And he's like, "Cool." I don't know when that would stop, and this is pure speculation. Like I've not heard anything of that, but for him to not be signed yet as a UFA, you gotta imagine it's because he's like not taking calls because he understandably wants to be back with Colorado.
Right. And I am surprised that Tarasenko's still unsigned.
I don't know.
His
agent likes to dig his heels in.
Yeah, that rules. It's just like again, like those are like Tarasenko's the player that like usually day 1, day 2, maybe they don't sign anywhere, but they're like by late July, you're thinking they would have signed a contract by now with someone.
I mean, how much did all of the weird. Like the offer sheets and trades and everything? Like, I still am with you. Like, I'm shocked it hasn't happened like by today. But it's not like most years where it's like, yeah, it'll happen like a week and a half after free agency starts. I figured a couple weeks, like 3 weeks, maybe. But it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah, Patrick Kane, Blackhawk again. Good for him. Fun fact that also came up in the interview. Anton Frundell is closer in age to Patrick Kane's son than he is to Patrick Kane.
That's awesome.
That rocks.
That's crazy.
Yes.
All
right. Then the other one that is very interesting. We got Jason Robertson. I don't know how you come out of this as a Dallas Stars fan with any level of comfort. Like a 1-year contract for the $12 million that Jim Nill drew the line in the sand and said, "I will not pass." I'm sure he'll still try to stay, but like, if he's UFA and you're not willing to pay him after he likely goes out and continues to torch, I would be terrified to have him in the last year of a deal that walks into unrestricted free agency. I don't know. If there's any Dallas fans out there, like, please tell me if I'm like missing something, but this is nightmare fuel.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's a few ways you can look at it. Like, number one, he's back, thank God. And
sure,
again, he just decided. I mean, I'm sure he's confident enough in his skill and the fact that he's going to keep scoring. It's not like he's going to fall off a cliff. I mean, he turned down like over $100 million to go to Seattle, and in order for him to on a long-term deal, and he's making it clear and obvious that he does not want to get traded. He wants to be in Dallas, and I'm sure like he was hoping that they would give him the max contract or whatever, or at least more than a year. So on one hand, if you're a fan, you're like, at least you can take comfort. A, again, he's gonna be back, but B, like, he doesn't want to go anywhere. This isn't a player like looking to. He's made it abundantly clear that he wants to stay and he wants to be in Dallas and he wants to sign long term. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Then you'll just see what happens. Like, he's eligible to sign January 1st. We'll see how long it takes after that, or what the roster looks like leading up to the deadline, I guess, maybe. On what moves they want to make. And, if they want to try to go pursue other players in the meantime, how that fits into the cap sheet. But again, I think I would imagine both sides are annoyed that this is where they're at right now. But at the same time, you know what?
It is funny that like both sides are very pissed off about how this went.
Like, I'm sure Roberts is like, what the fuck else do I have to do? Like, like this is insane.
Yeah, but hang on. It looks like someone actually said it in the comments, and yep, Narcy 13, correct. Sagan comes off the books after this year. So Gen 1, they probably extend him immediately. And it's probably the 14 that he wants, although it's going to be very funny when he comes out and dominates and comes back and says he wants 17 instead of 14.
Remember when I said 14? Nah.
We can't afford it. Like, yes, you can, because guess what? 12 plus 9.8, that's more than 20 million. You can afford my 17 and have some change left. Do it. I kind of am curious to see whether he like does just mess around and do that, or if he's like, just give me the 14. God damn it. We'll move on, which he's absolutely worth. Like it's crazy that like there's been debate on whether or not he should get that because of what Rantanen makes. Like, signed at a different time, and there's plenty of arguments for Robertson over Rantanen as it is.
Yeah, I think like whenever I hear people, or whether it's insiders or like whatever, like hockey pundits be like, yeah, the team's like, obviously they're gonna set, the cap. They're not going to go higher than this player. I'm like, what, the player that fucking signed 2-3 years ago? I know Brandon didn't sign 2-3 years ago, but like, like we have an internal max that we're not. I'm like, motherfucker, like when the cap was like 15 million less than it is right now.
Yeah, well, it's also different if the guy is far and away your best player. But like at a minimum, you're saying that these guys are neck and neck.
Yeah.
Like, so like I understand if you like Macklin Celebrini goes out and signs for like 15. Let's just say that happens. And the Sharks are like, yeah, anyone else thinks they're going to sniff that much? Like, screw you. But to use Rantanen a couple of years ago as the comp for Robertson, who literally was your best player this year, it's a weird move. Weird move.
Yeah. And again, once they're able to free up that segment, that makes sense.
And yes, Dallas is over by like 1.3, I think. 136. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of teams around the league that you look at, like, they're still on paper, like they can't possibly be done. And again, if they're over the cap, they're gonna. Well, I think. Does that factor in Sagan's money now? I don't even know.
Yeah,
he's gonna be okay.
Yep, he's not LTIR right now. And I don't think that that's the plan either. I think he like intends to play. So, yeah, it looks like honestly the only option that they have for Sam Steele. He's probably going to be the casualty. Poor guy. Although very funny that it would be solved if they just didn't have Tyler Myers, who famously did not cost them the series against the Wild.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dallas is going to be fast. Like either they're going to come in and just like wrap all this together and say like, screw it. Like, let's go out and show everyone that we haven't fallen off, or they are going to slowly unravel. Like, I really want to know how Harley feels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously he's like, maybe not even pissed, just like let down, right? Like, there's no way that he's happy about what happened. I just want to know how mad he is.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to affect the relationship with the team, or is he like, hey, whatever, didn't happen, I'm here, let's move?
Mm-hmm.
If so, like, they still have a really good roster. Like, let's be real, they're right there with Minnesota and Colorado. Like, those three will be pacing the Central, barring crazy injuries for any of those teams. Like, it is just nuts that they did all these gymnastics, like ended up having to move some guys out, and then this is where they land on a 1-year agreement. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because like most Wild fans have just decided to like hate him because of getting 1 vote against Kaprizov for the Calder, and he didn't make Team USA. He sucks. Like, no, he doesn't. Like, you can only have so many guys that fit that role on a team. Like, period. And look at that. They won gold, so move on from that. But like, he's a damn good hockey player.
Yeah, and I mean, he should have made the fucking USA team. Like, no one's gonna convince me that Kyle Connor should have been there over Jason Robertson. I don't care.
Fair.
Because like Connor got scratched by the other 4 nations. Obviously, in the NHL, he's a stud. And then we go to the Olympics, and again, he ends up getting scratched again. So like,
I don't know Robertson well enough, but like maybe there's something to the fact that they know that they can treat Kyle Connor like shit, and he'll be okay. Like, maybe Robertson can't handle riding the pine because that's where he might have been. You know, if he is replacing Kyle Connor, you would assume that that's where he'd be. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, they won gold.
Yeah.
I'm still just in which. So again, what I'm saying is basically meaningless. I'm just saying, like, still would have taken him. That I'd be the kid's stud. Like, what he scored in all but one of the games in the playoffs versus Minnesota too. Was it?
I think he got the first 5 games.
Yeah, I don't remember if he scored in game 6. I've like erased that game. Like, somehow that from my memory. Most of that series is out of my head now. But who knows?
It's because of what happened in the next series.
Yeah, no. So it's just like, that one definitely didn't happen.
I don't know. Maybe that's a good transition point, though. Talking like, first, do you think that it's like a lock that he is participating at least for the, what are they calling it? Is it World Cup now?
World Cup of Hockey for 2028.
Like, is he in?
I'd imagine so.
Because you can't take him unless he is top 6, right? Like, are you going to play him in your bottom 6?
I mean, I
feel
don't know.
like
Probably like a 3rd line role, maybe. I don't know, but
now what I do think could make sense, and maybe this is sacrilege, just because like this guy's sick, but I feel like Gensel can play further down the lineup. I feel like he could be a 3rd liner.
Mm-hmm.
And Robertson could slot ahead of him, and maybe that's the solution. I don't know. Stick him with Boldy and Matthews? Sure.
Could be fun. I'd be down with it.
Although, I don't know. I do like that balance of Boldy and Matthews doing their thing and Gensel just finding a way to rat it up out front and still chip in some elite offense on top of it. But I don't know.
Just throwing out like the worst chirps of all time. But whatever. It's gonna put up
number 7. You don't play hockey so good.
Hey, that what? Hey, you stink.
But let's flip that to an interesting debate topic that came up with Scott Wheeler on the prospect series for The Athletic. Corey Pronman and Max Boltman were pretty shocked by this one, but Scott Wheeler arguing for Lane Hutson to be the power play quarterback for Team USA moving forward over Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, I was confused what the hell we were even talking about. So I went in like an hour ago or an hour before this and I listened to the show. And I still don't think he was like, even then, I think he was mostly just saying he should be playing. It should be on the team. And whether it's QB1 or QB2 on the power play, whatever.
I mean, his real argument in favor of it, because again, I don't think he's saying like clear cut Lane Hutson over Quinn Hughes. But just let Quinn Hughes play more minutes, 5-on-5, run that shit. Let Lane Hutson take the power play minutes. I don't know. I am curious. Do you think that anyone from the gold medal blue line is out? Because that's really where this debate even came up, is like they seem to think maybe Slavin's not part of that group.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like you're factoring in like the 2 years time from now, and who knows? I mean, like, I mean, even a guy like, and I'm not saying I don't think he's going to be on the team or shouldn't be on the team, but even like McAvoy, you never know with his health. Like, there's the other thing. Like, Slave's gonna be 2 years older. What's he now? I don't think he's not like he's not ancient.
No,
he's not like 24 years old. Or the thing is, like, the USA's D corps is so ridiculous, and they're so young. And a guy like Jackson Lacombe couldn't get a minute at the Olympics, which is insane.
He's 32.
Yeah, he's 32. So at that point, he'll be either what, 34?
But he'd be 36 for the next Olympics.
Right. So do you want to get a look at the team that you're preparing to bring to the Olympics in 2030? Yeah. That's when I think at that point you probably need to bring someone like a Lane Hutson, or well, just bring Lane Hutson, because he is absolutely outrageous. Like I could have anticipated his first full year, like the 60, I think he had like what, 65, 66 points in his rookie year. And I was like, that feels like about what he's going to do. And I was like, well, I see how much more he can build on that. And then he adds like another 10 points. And I mean, he's dominant both ends of the ice. And anyone that just says he's bad at defense because he's small, I'm like, you're just saying because he's small. Like, if you look at his underlying numbers are outrageous. He was one of the best players in the playoffs until he got eliminated. Like, he is a freak of nature. He is ridiculous that he's so young, so he's only improving. So I would like to see him on this roster. It's, again, the thing with the USA Defense Corps is they're studs and like young, and in theory, like, they've all got just like a chance to still be right at their prime, like for the World Cup of Hockey in 28. And I mean, we're not even factoring in like Adam Fox is ridiculously good this year. He was terrible at the Four Nations, obviously, and that really derailed his chances to make the Olympic roster this past season. But he was unbelievably good with the Rangers this year, so who knows what he's going to look like next year, the year beyond. So that's another name that they're going to have to factor in again, probably. And anyone that's like super dismissive of Fox, I'm like, okay, God, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, the Four Nations was really bad. Like, it was bad. It was a bad tournament for him. Didn't do anything good for his reputation. Obviously, didn't make the Olympic group team next year, but they still have so many young defensemen that are going to be like, again, Lacombe didn't get a minute. Did he play a game at the Olympics? I think he was just vibing. Like, so in theory, like, you don't need Lacombe to be like a power play guy at all. And I mean, like, who knows with how good that power play can be when they're clicking? Like, who knows? I mean, like, if Quinn Hughes is your QB1, like, there's a decent chance he's not coming off the ice anyways.
Also true.
Well, that being said, like, Lane Hutson is just ridiculously good, and one of the best defensemen on the planet already. And again, he's only going to be getting better, which is terrifying, especially for me in the Atlantic Division. So I would like to find a way for them to get him on that roster. And again, I think a big difference here too is like, this is an IHF. This is like the NHL rules or whatever, I think, right? The World Cup of Hockey. Yeah. So the roster size is different, and then like how many guys you can ice is different, I guess. So that like makes it more complicated. But I think when you project out, if you're going to use 2028 World Cup as like the template in theory for a lot of the guys that you want to bring to the Olympics in 2030, I think like Hutson has to be there. But I mean, it's going to be difficult. Like, it's just like that core is just absurd. But I do think, like, if you told me that you could bring him in over Slavin, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, Slavin's going to be 34 and he's going to be 36 for the next Olympics. I could see, who knows.
And that's the biggest thing for me is like, there's debate on whether or not that's how the World Cup of Hockey is going to be utilized. And if you aren't using it as a testing ground before the Olympics, it's malpractice. Like, who gives a shit about winning the World Cup of Hockey? Like, yes, it matters. Like, you're going to go out and compete. But if you're thinking like, who cares about the Olympics? Like, we care about right now. Like, no, the gold medal is all that matters. I'm sorry. He is something. Hang on. All right. You have to pair him with a shutdown guy for best on best, though. So it doesn't make sense for him to take the place of someone like Slavin or McAvoy. Fair to an extent, but I actually liked, even though I did not enjoy the slander that was being thrown at our prince, Brock Faber, I do think that Wheelers thought that those two could be the third pair. That could kind of rock.
That would rule.
Yeah.
I'm like, third pair of like Hutson Faber. I'm like,
I'm okay if that's the second pair.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Like, let's be real. That sounds very fun. So, although, is Hutson right? No. Oh, damn it. Mateo, you son of a bitch. He flipped the image. That's why it looks like he's right-handed. I was going to say, I thought he was left.
I was going to say, yeah. Is it number 8?
Well, no, look at the logo.
Yeah.
But yes, it's 84 because it's flipped. Yeah.
So that's okay,
so he is left. So he is left. So that works. Him and Faber are a great pair. I think that'd be fun. Do you think there's anyone else though that like is in jeopardy? I know McAvoy injury is always a question mark. Do you think that if he's healthy, he's a lock, or do you think that there's a world where he plays himself off the roster as well?
I don't know. I mean, like, even with more injuries this season, McAvoy just had the best year of his career, like, especially offensively. And I think he's going to miss the first 6 games of the season for a suspension. But in theory, he got like a couple.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Zach Benson, the absolute king, somehow got some dude on the Bruins in a 6-gamer for next season at the end of an elimination game. Unbelievable behavior.
It would be a great troll move for the World Cup of Hockey if Canada brought Benson just for McAvoy.
I mean, Benson rules, and he's on. That's another goddamn incredible contract. God, it's gonna be sick. I know it doesn't matter for the Olympics, but I would say I think McAvoy.
I hated the team. I'm good for Buffalo. At least they got him. Should be Pittsburgh, but good for Buffalo.
I think just going back to the McAvoy of it all, I think they would. I imagine that he's essentially, barring a bad injury again right around that time, I would imagine he's their version of a lock, considering the fact that you're not even going to consider, like, he put up points on the power play this year with the Bruins, but he's never been a specialist on the power play. Like, you want to have him out there mostly for 5v5 and to kill, because he can just kind of give you good minutes the whole game in any situation. So barring like an injury, I'd imagine he's a lock.
Well, also we have to also consider his dad's the coach.
That's true.
Like, so yes, he's in. That was a dumb thought process I went down. I think Hutson should be on the roster, no question. But I also can understand if there's a world where it's like, hey, if Hughes gets hurt, he fits in like a glove. But if not, like, maybe they have role guys that they want to fit into certain spots. I still think it'd be crazy to leave him off. Like, if this is a debate for power play 1, I'm still going Quinn Hughes. I'm sorry. But if Lane Hutson's not on that roster, it's concerning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think he should be there because, again, he's already at this point one of the best defensemen on the planet. And yeah, it does. It again, the big complication is that core, like the defense core for the U.S. is just that legitimately outrageous. Like it is just
so much better than Canada's, and I never thought we'd say that.
It's silly.
The blue line and goaltending is head over heels better for Team USA than any country, but the forwards are not a problem at all. But like obviously there's mismatches when you look at the other teams. Like you go down the lineup, but that's why. Credit to Guerin that he found role players and guys that were willing to buy into their roles, and he pretty much ran those top two lines as far as this is how we're going to try and generate. So I don't know. Do you see? Because I feel like there's no one that really ages out in the forward group, is there?
I would have. You don't need to bring like a JT Miller.
No, sure. I top 9. Like every player, age wise. They're not going to be booted from the roster because they got slow or got old. Injuries are always a possibility, but do you see anyone that just like talent-wise gets lapped? And again, leave the fourth line out of it for this portion of the conversation at least. How funny would it be if the Wild do actually get Dylan Larkin in a trade and then Larkin's not on Team USA?
Yeah, it gets kind of... Guerin's only answer is like, well, everyone's talking shit. Everyone's talking shit that I'm playing favorites. So I said no.
Yzerman told me that he secretly has a Canadian jersey at home hung up on his wall. Out. Well, Mateo says Brady Tkachuk, and Two-Toed Sloth comes back in with Tkachuk doesn't age out, but he could bump down to a bottom 6 role, which, I mean, he can play a bottom 6 role for sure. But Matthew's not. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could bump him down, but not Matthew, Brady. Like, I mean, also Brady at the Olympics was just like,
wait, guys with the same last name can play on different lines.
I don't know if you knew this, but it's legal.
All right. But yeah, I mean, Brady Tkachuk didn't look good down the stretch last year. I don't think that's a representation of the player he is, but also, who knows the way that things are going to roll out in Florida. Like maybe he gets pushed further down too for depth, and like maybe he doesn't play the same kind of role and doesn't get the shine. And I don't know. Or maybe Bill Guerin's just mad that he wouldn't allow their very fair trade offer to go through.
That offer must have been so funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like the USA group, they have the benefit of like most, if not all, their like best players being in the age group that.
Yes, Mateo. Yes, Cutter Gauthier would be fun at the next Olympics, and there's one other player that needs to be said. Absolutely required that he's on the roster. That wasn't. You can figure this one out without much thought. Who do I want on the team?
I actually don't know.
If Logan Cooley's not on the team, I might not watch. That's a lie, but I think him and Nyes both should be. I'm really sad that Snuggerud's probably not going to quite be there yet because I need that line to exist. But granted, we got to see how Nyes plays. I know last year wasn't the greatest, but like Nyes can play in the bottom 6. He fits that. And Logan Cooley is just too good.
Yeah, I mean, like another dark horse that would be able to fit into the bottom 6 there, like a Jackson Blake. Like, I mean, we saw that combination with like him with Stankoven and Hall, what they did on the forecheck, it just like all playoffs long. Like Jackson Blake's going to be in the discussion too, especially if you're looking at like you're not going to be leaning on him super hard for like offensive production, but he can play both sides of the puck. Obviously, he's an absolute fucking dog. The dog for 60 is off the meter. So that's another candidate when you look at like again, I'm looking at that bottom 6, like the guys that you're going to be potentially looking to swap out, like Trocheck, Miller. As far as guys that can play lower in the lineup, not a ton of minutes. That's like a like Jackson Blake's going to be in that conversation too because he's just ridiculously good.
Yep, and I also am going to be curious. Someone commented Will Smith, I believe, which like I'm not saying no, but I'm not betting on that. I'm more curious to see how Ryan Leonard comes along the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaking him in on your fourth line, absolutely. But I can't think of anyone else off the top that I'm just like, yes, absolutely. Never mind. I take it back. Do we think that Caulfield gets a shake? Or is he just not a Bill Guerin guy because he's small?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You got guys like it's crazy. You could make a ridiculous roster of guys that we could have argued should be on the team. And
we should actually. I think next week we should come up with a Team Canada and Team USA rejects roster and see which team is better. There's some really good names on both sides.
Canada's just gonna be asking for if we can loan goalies and like we'll put them at D. We don't care. It's like we have one of them.
Oh man. Oh, Matthew Zeev. Gonna need to take some big steps, but hey, I would not hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe less for the World Cup of Hockey and more for Olympics in 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, like again, even then, that's gonna be quite a. He's gonna have to become undeniable to even like get a sniff. No, I don't care. We'll see Blake Wheeler on the team. Hell yeah!
Only if Kessel comes with him.
Yeah,
then I'm in. Imagine Phil Kessel behind the bench. Doesn't even coach at all. Like literally just stands back there and vibes.
He's just looking at the thing around the arena, like the fucking NFL scores, and like scores around like it's a big payout.
But there wouldn't be scores around the league.
No, I know. It doesn't matter. You think he's only
true. That's fair, but it depends on the concessions.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. All I know is I'm glad that I'm not making decisions about who makes this roster and who doesn't, because like, especially with some of the young players that are just like not even slowly, just absolutely taking over the NHL at this point. The guys that are just missing, like depending, like you'll get a even 50-50 split. People say, yeah, no, they weren't going to make the team, or like it's shocking that they're not. Like it's like that's how good some of these young players are, that they're just going to miss out just because how ridiculous the players are now. It's crazy looking at like the Olympic roster from the last time the USA, but like before this past one, the last time the NHL went to the Olympics. Like look at like the USA roster compared to now, it's insane.
Yes.
But
which, I mean, even then though, like fun team, just obviously not on the same level.
Mm-hmm. Just very different.
Now, that's another fun thought experiment is like, okay, let's say USA wins that one, which like very conceivable. Like there's a golden goal from Crosby to end it. Does that change the league in any meaningful way like this one did? Like, I feel like no. Like, this one is more because, like, the player empowerment shit was already kind of coming along.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just put all the fuel to the fire of some of these US guys that wanted to get out of their teams. Because they're like, oh, winning is fun.
This is cool.
Yeah, but I feel like it wouldn't have had even remotely the same impact, except the one thing I do think it would have done, we wouldn't have had all these years without Olympics. Because if USA won, they're going back.
Probably.
Because money.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we should blame Canada that there was no NHL participation in the Olympics for all those years. Thanks a lot, Canada. The Iron Vibe, Alex Tuck, I would be very shocked just where he's at, age, and the people that are ahead of him. Like, do I think that if he's on the team that he's like stands out as like a bad player? No. Like, he'd be a solid fourth liner. It's just there's other guys I'd rather put there. And who knows? Maybe he pops off in Washington and I change my mind, but I'd be pretty surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Mateo, does DeBrincat get consideration? I doubt it. Like, if there's going to be a short king goal scorer that goes, it's probably Caulfield. But never say never. Like, that's the thing is, like, these GMs are absolutely knee-jerk. If someone just pops off and is having a career year, you're probably going to grab them. Like, I think Lane Hutson might be the exception to that rule. But again, you can't argue with the blue line that they put together. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I want to say, too, let me see. I feel like there's one player that, again, I'm probably lower than the general public on, and not because he's a bad player by any means, but just because I think he's firmly the number 3 now, and maybe you go younger. I think Jake Ottinger's not on future rosters. I'm sorry, he's a waggle athlete. I shouldn't be saying these things, but I just Hellebuck and Swayman are the 1-2, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess people are going to look at like the one game Swayman played, and they're like, "That's it." I'm like, well, if that defines, that's going to make anyone's decision. Probably. I mean, like, they're going to wheel Hellebuck out there until he literally can't like move anymore because he's just ridiculous. Yeah. And I mean, that performance in that gold medal game fucking rocked.
Yes.
It was awesome.
So I guess my point is, I don't know why you bring Ottinger back as the 3 instead of getting some younger guy like Spencer Knight to play that third seat, know that he's not actually going to play or dress or whatever. Wolf, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is there for younger American goalies? Because like Fowler maybe, but I don't know if he's like quite to the point that I'm going to say him yet. He could absolutely come out and go nuts the next year or two and change my mind, but right now he's not really there for me. Like, for me, it's squarely Spencer Knight with the opportunity for other guys to work their name in.
Mm-hmm.
What other young USA goalies are there? We're going to Google. All right, active American goalies. John Gibson, final answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Part of me wants to actually make a case for Alex Lyon.
He's such a goalie. Beauty.
Him and, dude, Charlie Lindgren, too.
Hell yeah. Hey, there you go, Brandon Bussey.
I mean, if the tournament was today, yes, in, firmly in. But yeah, I got to think Wolf or Knight absolutely get brought in as that third goalie. I think it would be concerning if they didn't.
I mean, like, Ottinger's still ridiculously good. Like,
I'm not saying he's not. Again, I led with I still think he's a great goalie. But how do you not take a younger guy? And I guess my question is, who would you take, Ottinger or Swayman?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm still leaning Swayman, obviously. But
so I guess that's my point. Like, do you think that it makes sense to bring all 3?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, if, let's say, God forbid, just gonna knock on wood, considering, I mean, like, it did happen the second the Olympics ended, but, like, let's say Hellebuck gets hurt, Swayman goes in, has a stinker, you really want to have a guy, I think you still would bring Ottinger outside of, like, Ottinger just, like, really taking a nosedive this year, and then whoever else. So I would imagine you would want to bring, if you're bringing 3, you'd want to bring your 3 best. that you've gotten right now at the moment. I mean, again, like you could debate again with like the Knight, but like we've had one full year of Knight and he put up really good numbers this year, obviously. So we'll see how the next year or two pans out.
Well, to be clear, I'm saying World Cup of hockey though. Like, I don't really care if you're taking that risk. I'd like to see Wolf or Knight get thrown to the Wolves and see how they hang and give them that experience in international competition. For the Olympics, I hear your argument. I get where you're coming from. I accept that bringing all three, if they make that decision, cool. What do you think of a 34-year-old Jack Eichel?
I mean, until he can't do it, like
that's where I'm at.
Like he's
the oldest one, isn't he? Is he the oldest, like top 9 forward? Oh, maybe Gensel. How old's Jake the Snake? Yep, Gensel's the oldest. I take it back. Gensel will be 36 at the next Olympics. Maybe he's out. Or at least, like I said, move down the lineup, and that's where Robertson or Caulfield slots in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is Robertson versus Caulfield.
Seeing all Dundon kid responses. Dundon's gonna force his kids on the rock.
Thank you, Howard. If Russia is not allowed, you think Billy brings Karel Kaprizov from far west Alaska for USA team?
Carl Cabrizer off.
You know, get a little fake mustache, glasses, call it a day. I don't know. It seems like it's trending at least the direction of maybe Russia's in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I won't speak politically on it. Like, I understand why Russia's not included, but I think from just the pure hockey side of things, it's an absolute shame to not have the Russians included. Especially because, like, say what you will, like, it's not like these athletes are the ones responsible. Again, I completely understand why they haven't been included, but it would be awesome to see Russia get added to the fold.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is all gas, no breaks hockey. Zero defense, sick goaltending, and unreal offense. Just go. And zero centers, because by then, Malkin's done.
Some of the greatest celebrations for getting a second assist. There's 5 different celebrations going on the ice. They're all doing the Solani fucking. I forget who was it. I forget it was a guest on Chicklets a couple years ago. It was like, I've never seen Sellies like that for a second assist. It's like they are all just like all going in different directions after the goal, celebrating whatever they did.
Yeah. I don't remember.
It's like a 7-0 goal. They're doing like the Kane heartbreaker Selly. It's like that's rules. Like they just rip. They're pumping it, dude.
Yeah. Is Russia's next Olympic center core going to be all from the 27 draft class? I mean, yeah.
No, but this upcoming class is absolutely outrageous for Russia. It's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, Kuznetsov very well could be a bottom 6 center for an Olympic Russian team. Don't tell Billy.
He could play like play higher up in a lineup with good players on a lot of teams.
To face off. Whoa. Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's one of the best sound bites ever. I loved that.
I love how disgusted he was that he got like a standing ovation for a face-off win. He was like, "Are these fucking people serious?" Like, hey, no, that's passion, brother. Also, you have no idea how fucking awful it is. You don't know how many lives he just changed with that face-off win.
And then he's gone.
Not for me.
R.I.P. in peace. Mateo, do we have any other wild related stuff that's popped up in the chat? If so, let them rip. Real Marchenko to Minnesota. Besides cap space, yes, I love that, but I find it hard to imagine that would be the priority unless like Kirill Kaprizov marches to Billy's office and says, "Do this." But yeah,
Marchenko is so fucking good.
Yes,
like he rules so hard. And it sounds like, I guess that maybe it's down to, it sounds like Montreal's in pole position to get him, which I'm like, come on, like, stop doing this to me. This is going to make me puke. Like, I can't stop acquiring some of my favorite players. Like, stop doing this. Like, stop drafting the players I love. Stop, like, acquiring players I love. I'm never going to like you.
But I guess the real question is, getting him is one thing because he's affordable for this year. You still got to maneuver the cap a little bit, but whatever. You're gonna have to pay him a shit ton of money.
Big boy, that's gonna be a
next
big
summer
next contract. Yeah.
And I just don't see that being a priority. So, like, let's say he doesn't get traded right now, and he's available at the trade deadline, and you want to take him on as a rental, all for it. But to go out and actually bring him in as a piece to the puzzle for like this window, I just don't see it making any sense. That said, if Billy does it, I'm not gonna be mad. I don't see it.
I mean, I think you could make it make sense, like when you like just considering the fact that, assume, like, depending on really what the package would be, he's in your top 6. Like, it's a no question. Right. He's in your top 6, and he's one of your better point producing forwards. So I think, like, automatically it would just make sense. Like, again, we were talking about like how the fuck we're gonna fill the Zuccarello hole.
Sure, but
that's like a 37-year-old.
For the window, though, how can you possibly acquire a center if you pay Marchenko next summer?
No, I know. I'm saying it makes that math significantly more complicated. But like, if that was an opportunity that was presented in front of me, like, yeah, I would fucking do it. And again, then that situation, you're probably not going out and you're not like deploying a lineup outside of like finding like some young center who's on like an ELC, or there's like a young center that's not being utilized at all. And you have some like your pro scouts say, hey, we think if we give this guy minutes up in your top, like it could work at least. Who knows how many steps Yurov would take, although that would be a piece card out. I'm just saying it. Let's say Yurov was still here. Making one of those trades, you would be like, okay, we're going to have, obviously, like, the focal point of these top 2 lines is not our centers. That being said, we have got playmaking, play driving wingers on either side of the top 6. So I think it would just, like, if Marchenko became an opportunity, and depending on exactly what's going out, obviously, it's going to be hard to say no to that.
Who's his agent?
Danny, who is popping off on Twitter. Milstein's going nuts, and like
he's always been nuts.
I know, but he's like just really going after people, like quote tweeting shit, like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, oh my god.
Well, I thought people were coming at him too for like the hash. Was that Saravelli?
I think he clapped back at Saravelli.
Well, like Saravelli went at him for like the weird hashtags or whatever, and then he came back and it turned into a whole thing. I don't know. I love that. Again, love it in concept. I'm just trying to think.
No, yeah. I like, again, my point was literally just like, I mean, you can make it make sense for me.
Color me Kirill curious. Let's see. Ron says, if Guerin tried to get Tkachuk, then trying for Marchenko wouldn't be shocking. The difference is Tkachuk is a Guerin guy. I think that's why Guerin's willing to sacrifice and do that, because he literally plays the exact brand of hockey that Bill Guerin wants. I don't think Bill Guerin's thinking, let's go out and get an elite wing and that solves our problems. I think he's willing to go that route if he can't get a center, but I think Brady Tkachuk was like of the rare mold where he's like, yep, I don't give a shit. Give him to me.
Yeah.
Cole, I very much think that Shabanov might shine when he isn't being coached by Patrick Waugh.
Again, I liked that signing. Like, again, I think that's a big upside play. We've seen, I think the mixtape we've all seen at this point. It's outrageous what he was doing in the KHL, and he just didn't get a whole lot of looks on the island. But again, as far as like making anything work and tinkering lineup and adding players that you take a flyer on someone for like super low money for like with like top 6 potential and someone that could like put up points for you. I like the Shabanov bet a lot, so I loved it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Last time we got spare parts from the Islanders, Nino Niederreiter kind of sucked at hockey. Oh, wait. No, he was basically a fan favorite.
Shout out Sarah Sivian, give me fuel, give me fire, give me Nino Niederreiter. Yeah, that's a fucking banger. Back today. Fuck yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Buckets. You haven't seen? Oh yeah, no.
I didn't see that one.
When Sivian was covering Carolina back in the day, and yeah, she's just like, he scored one day, and she was like, "Give me fuel, give me fire, give me Nino Niederreiter." I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
All right. Yeah,
like, yep, that rules.
Let's see. Do we think Wally was in that trade package to Ottawa? Doubtful.
I don't think like I can't imagine he's been in any trade package at this point.
He can't be traded right now. There's no way. Mm-hmm. I do think it's very possible that if Gustafsson comes back and he's healthy and looks the part, I could absolutely see Wally being in a December deal to bring in a 1C. I could. I don't want it. He might be my favorite player on the team now. I love Jesper Wallstedt. Just like him, the person. He is such a character. I love him. But I think it's happening. I think that if Gus comes back and looks the part, I think Billy is going to, like, I don't know how he can control himself. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want him traded. I don't.
Yeah, I've also got to the point for me, like with Billy, where I'm like, I love the fact that he is on the record of saying, "Hey, if there's movie, we want in on the action." I will say I'm at the point now though where I'm like, you don't have to be in on all of the action. Like, I mean, yeah, keep your ears to the streets, pal. Know what's going on, and if there's like an opportunity for a huge upgrade, that whatever, obviously, yeah. But like, again, this is where I keep coming back to. Well, then sometimes it ends up being, yeah, maybe we make that move, we move out everything, and all of a sudden you've got a depleted prospect system, no picks, and then you're bringing back Bogosian, making 1.5, both Felitos back. I'm like, hey man, at some point. At some point we can't just go from like going to acquire players for every like top of the lineup position. At some point you do have some young guys that like you're going to need some runway here. Same time, yeah, if there's a legit needle mover that fits what you're looking for, or at least as an upgrade on what you've got, yeah, obviously being on the action. But and again, I love the fact he's like, hey, I'm going to give you my best offer. I'm like, hey, but hold on.
Yeah, right.
Hang on, just a moment.
You know what? We got Quinn Hughes. I don't care, but yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Like let's maybe not. Yeah. While on the goalie topic, Wallstedt is Sweden's #1 next go around, right? I mean, I have to assume as of now, yeah. It would be interesting, though, to see Markstrom have, like, a resurgence in Florida. I could absolutely see that happening. Because, like, what, 3-4 years ago? The guy was on top of the world. He was so freaking good. But I'm trying to think if there's really anyone else that poses a threat.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Gus looks when he comes back. We'll see if
you think they do that again. People don't forget.
Again, when you look at what Sweden was getting up to at the fucking Olympics, I have no idea what they're thinking.
True.
They're on their absolute bullshit as of late. So,
it was 8 years ago.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you what they're thinking.
People don't forget.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
I don't know if anyone else. I don't know, Riley. I don't think it went unnoticed. I just don't think anyone cared because it was Calgary. And because he literally did it like right before the dismantling with all of the Americans leaving. But I think people were aware. It's just like, oh well. Yeah, they need a coach. Not wrong. Not wrong. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass and I'm misremembering, but Marty St. Louis was not at the Olympics, right? Marty St. Louis, not at the Olympics. He needs to be at the next one.
He rocks.
And I don't know. Maybe Eisman getting kicked out by the Red Wings means he's kicked out by Canada, which means Marty won't get blue-balled. What if it was actually Marty who like planted some fake evidence, then got Eisman booted?
Somehow, some way. Then he texted him.
Love it.
Texted him, suck it.
Actually, maybe that's the ultimate revenge. Montreal is going to get Larkin. Ideal trade partner for Detroit. They have young pieces. Next Canada coach needs to be Babcock. I mean, shit. If Edmonton comes out and looks the part, I won't say it's impossible. If Connor McDavid says that's my coach, who's going to tell him no?
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I'm still curious to see if Philly can make it to training camp, but
that's going to be up in the air. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, his opening presser was legitimately psychotic.
I bring it up again. Like, what are all these star guys thinking? Like, does Hughes want to win or no? Because Minnesota would have closer to 0 than 1% chance of winning if he gets 17 plus. And I just don't agree. It doesn't help. I'm not going to sit here and say I want him to take that much money, but I just don't think that that's accurate with the salary cap we're seeing today. And if you get a top 3 wing and a top 3 defenseman in the league locked up for $34 million, I'm not mad.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when in this window, you've got the Boldy and Faber contracts. You got the Eck contract. I'm curious, and a reason that I'm thinking that maybe Wallstedt does become that perfect trade chip for Billy, how much is that guy asking for in his next contract?
Right.
Ain't no way that he's taking a deal. And I also think that, like, of all the goalies, he could probably handle it. Like, he's like, tell me how much you think I suck. You've already told me before. I don't give a fuck.
Goes to arbitration by himself.
Remember that? Remember when you said we were going to have that 3 goalie rotation? Yeah. Fuck you, Billy.
I say again,
Miss Daisy.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Oh man. Yeah. What else we got, Mateo? Anything else Minnesota Wild? Nope. Looks like we're moving on to Winnipeg. Well done. Well done. All right. Second team in the Central Division we're going to break down. Winnipeg Jets, and this is, of course, roster as currently constructed. And Mateo, let me know or throw it into the YouTube chat with everybody if there's any notable LTIR guys, since obviously these images are taken from they're not including LTIR, but Winnipeg Jets, man, would people be so down on them if not for the fact that Connor Hellebuck has basically said, like, yeah, I'm not going to be here? Like, is there a world where Winnipeg
plus
makes the playoffs if he stays and is happy?
Yeah, I think so. Again, like this graphic with the line combos from Daily Faceoff doesn't factor in Vigo Bjork. Like Vigo Bjork signed, he's coming to Winnipeg, and he's going to
spend the entire day on this. Let's go.
He he is getting like, I mean, they're basically on record as saying like he's going to get a shot 2C right away. Listen,
I love it.
Like the Jonathan Taves thing last year, it was in theory a cool story. On the ice, an absolute disaster. They also had shocking amounts of injuries, and even then, they still didn't miss the playoffs by that much. Like, eventually, they came back and started pushing again. Like, Hellebuck got hurt. Salomonsson on the back end, the young right shot D, he was unbelievably good for 30 games, and he got hurt. Sandberg got hurt. Like, they almost had no one even come close to it. Like, they had very few players play like 80 games. They had so many injuries. Now they're going to have to figure out what they exactly want to do with that lineup with some of the younger players bringing in. But like you look at the players that they also signed in the offseason, like I really like bringing in Stuart Skinner. For what they got Mario Ferraro at that number, that decor rocks right now. Like you got a top pair. Let's see, where did I just had it.
Does the decor rock?
I really like. Well, I'm very high on Sandberg and Salomonsson, and then Ferraro in the right spot, and then DeMello is just would have been like one of the most consistent, like never going to do anything that blows you away, but just like his numbers are shockingly like similar. Last 3 seasons, like he's like doesn't miss games. He is a stud defensively.
Again, I like their blue line. You just seemed a little too excited for my liking.
Yeah, no, I just like bring in Ferraro and assuming Salomonsson's healthy. Like that third pair rules. Like
it still breaks my brain that he was that cheap, and San Jose is like, nah, we'd rather give 8 sheets to freaking Chicken Wing.
I mean they did do that. They made he got way too much praise for the draft. He's like, okay, watch this. But like Dylan DeMello, Morrissey, that's a great top pair. Like Morrissey also, the beginning of that contract that he signed back in the day, I think it was like that 6 by 6.75 or whatever. He was like, I thought before he signed his first big contract, I was like, he's a really good defenseman. And like, he's got a ton of offensive upside. He rocks. And then the first couple years, he was all offense. And the defending was legitimately shocking to the point where it was like, at least it's 6.75 or whatever. And it's not like an $8 million guy. But the last 2-3 years, he is a stud at both ends of the ice. Again, just like anyone on the Winnipeg Jets, the past 2 years, the health is always going to be a concern, but love the top pair. Sandberg is incredible. Again, he had, I think when we were talking about, I think, was it last year? Maybe our last year when we were doing the season previews, I was like, Sandberg's going to play big minutes. Like, I fucking love this guy, and hopefully he can stay healthy and, like, continue to get looks and get big minutes. And, again, I think he also eventually got hurt. But he's a stud. Pionk in the right role is good. And then, again, bring in Ferraro with that really reasonable contract, and then, fingers crossed, Salomonsson stays healthy. That's a really good decor. And then we'll see how long Hellebuck stays. We'll see if he's there at the start of the season. Who knows? But again, even then, bring in Stuart Skinner as the insurance guy, like as now, obviously the backup, and then you're not. Let's say Hellebuck's back, you don't need him to play 70 fucking games.
But he will.
It's Connor, and he.
But yeah, if he leaves and you end up with Skinner, like you could do way worse.
You could do worse. So I'd like a lot of what they do again. So then it comes back to the forward lines again. I'm curious to see how this shakes out. Again, I really like bringing in Pionk. I was just looking at the graphic. Bjork for that second line center. Fingers crossed he can stick. It's a really fun idea. The idea of him playing with like Perfetti and then probably Niederreiter. I was going through, I forgot just how injured this team was last year because I was going through all of like the line combos, like the most commonly used ones, and like Velarde, Connor, Scheifele, I mean, they've refused to not play them. Like they've refused to change that line whatsoever. And like they played just under 700 minutes of 5-on-5 last year. The next group, Iafallo with Connor and Scheifele, 466 minutes. It's like after that, there's no line combos that play together for 300 minutes or more. Like it's crazy. Just like they all got hurt, but they can slide Adam Lowry down. I love Adam Lowry, your bottom six, and he just rocks. So that's obviously being able to like push him further down, not relying on him as a 2C all situations guy, but a guy that can chip in some secondary offense, obviously defensively be solid. And I mean, just a terrifying human being, just an absolute force on the ice, just a sheriff. Love him. And then again, I will see how high up the lineup guys like Isaac Rosen can be. We'll see how much more of a look Brad Lambert gets. I think they both played right around 25, 30 games last year with Winnipeg. So we'll see what they get. So I think there's a lot of questions for the young players and the new additions or whatever. And I'm really hoping Viggo Bjork just steps in, takes that 2C spot and doesn't look back. And obviously they just signed Perfetti again. I think it's 5 years, $6 million per. It's a nice deal. So I think there's plenty to be positive about in general. It's just now that you've got Hellebuck probably on the way out or saying that he wants to leave, that's obviously going to be huge for them in the short term.
And does that start the dominoes? Ron asks if Hellebuck is traded, does Mark Scheifele ask out? And I mean, my question is that who the Wild should pursue?
Right.
Because if Scheifele's out, and Hellebuck's out, retool at a minimum, more likely rebuild. Mm-hmm. And then the Wild are actually at least kind of in the discussion. I still don't know if they have enough to even get that done, but at least futures are accepted. Whereas Steve Yzerman famously only wants Matt Boldy. So
yeah, we'll see what Detroit does now. We're not talking about it again.
Yeah.
But we'll see what changes.
I'm curious then, just again, I am with you. I like this blue line. You still seem to like it more than I do. Like, where do they stack up in the Central Division?
Well, that's their problem. The fact that they're in the Central, I mean, it's brutal. But I mean, I like it a lot. I mean, you look at the Central as a whole, in general, most of those decors are possible. Again, I like, for me, it's individually DeMello, Sandberg, and I love Salamonson.
Yeah.
And again, I just think they're slotted nicely.
I'm not taking shots at you, dude. I like this group. I'm just curious, how much do you like them? Are they top 2, top 3 in the Central, or okay? So they're in that middle 4-5 bit. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, then we're on the same page. We're just using different words. Because I mean, the bottom 3 have to be Chicago, St. Louis, Nashville, right? As far as blue lines are concerned.
Probably, I have to remind myself what Nashville did because they've made a ton of moves. But yeah.
Okay, then yeah, we're on the same page.
son of Neil Pionk.
That's our Pionk's dad.
It's great.
One of the better Russo bits, right alongside deciding he wants to fight every single New Jersey Devils fan.
She's like, let me just stick the needle in a little bit here.
He was on with us last week, just flat out I don't read anything that they comment to me. Why? What did they say?
Totally.
I don't know. Do they not like me? What?
Oh, weird.
They noticed my little Easter egg about Jack Hughes. Oh, huh.
I was unawares.
It's great though, because you know that every time that him and Joe drop an article, they're probably getting a lot of trickle down from Devils fans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So I guess it's hard to answer until we know whether or not Hellebuck's going to be there. I feel like it's trending towards not, but until they find a trade partner, I don't know. do you see them being able to I don't know. I don't know how to ask this question. Where do you see them ending the season? Like, where do they rank among the Central Division?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for the Central. I look at like the West as a whole, and then I look at like teams that either made the playoffs or came close to making the playoffs that you could see come out of that race. Like LA made the playoffs. Can't see that.
Oh, but LA got a lot younger this offseason.
Right. They totally did that. And I mean, like, you look like the end of Winnipeg season, like I think they finished the season like a 4, 5, 6 game losing streak or whatever. So they missed out by, I think they were like 8, 9 points out of the playoff race at that point, or well, by the end of the season. But you look at the teams that finished in front of them. I'm just gonna pull it up. St. Louis, Predators, Sharks. Those are the teams ahead of them that missed the playoffs. I mean, I don't think it's like insane to suggest that they can be competing for it, but again, a lot of this is just going to depend on Hellebuck and then how healthy they can stay. And I think that their problem is they have a ton of question marks, but like players that I really like. And we'll see how Viggo Bjork does stepping in and fitting in, if he can be their fix at 2C. And again, you can slot guys lower in that lineup. And if they're willing to play some of the old or younger players like Rose and Lambert, I think they just have too many question marks for me to be like, they're going to challenge for a playoff spot. I think they can be in the mix, though, for like a wild card spot.
No, and I if Hellebuck, Scheifele stay, I'm with you. They could find a way to get there. You obviously know Viggo Bjork's game very well. Let's just say, hypothetically, Winnipeg was open to breaking up their lines, their first line. Like, what is the perfect set of wings to complement Viggo Bjork and like also make sense for the team? Like, you're not going to play him with Connor and Velarde, right? Like, what do you, in a perfect world, what do you want to see for that second line?
Yeah, I mean, as currently constructed, I would go with the Perfetti Bjork Niederreiter. I would be interested in seeing, again, it's kind of tough when you look at the other options as far as wingers go, because I do think I want him with Perfetti. I'd be interested because, I mean, Velarde played all 82 last year, which I had to remind myself. I don't think he's ever done that before. First time I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? Really? Wow, good for him. All right, cool. I would be very curious. It would be really cool to see Velarde down there that second lap with him. And again, we talk about breaking up. I don't see Connor and Scheifele ever like not playing together. Right. And again, when you look like the top right wing spot, like that's what makes breaking up harder, obviously. But I would be very interested in some combination of Perfetti, Bjork, and a guy like Velarde.
Dude, just imagine a world where Perfetti, Bjork, and Ehlers are playing together.
That famously couldn't possibly happen, you know? Was never, ever on the table. Wasn't possible.
For shame. All right. Well, that's the Winnipeg Jets.
Sorry. Also, I just read the most recent comment from Owen. Yeah. Can't think of a time where the parity in the league was this wide and tight. It's insane. A lot of teams can make good arguments as to why they'll be a playoff team. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, it is nuts now. Like, it's the parity right now is good, which again, we'll see how long that lasts. Because I think with the salary cap going up, and so I don't know how many more teams are going to be, or how many teams are going to be open to spending all the way to the cap, depending on the ownership group. But I mean, someone like a Carolina, they haven't spent to the cap, and like they just won a cup. So we'll see how that it depends on the management group, I guess, at that point. But yeah, no, the parity is ridiculous. Just cool. Like the Atlantic top to bottom is just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Like if you told me top to 7.
Yeah, well, yeah. Whoops. Detroit's just in one. Well, they should buy into being in one, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah, there's not many teams that you can like squarely say have no chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe 5, 6. Maybe not even that. I don't know. There's some that we're like strongly opinionated on. Maybe even it's reached the point of bias. Like, I can't talk myself into a world where Seattle Kraken make the playoffs. I can't.
No, Seattle, Calgary, Van.
Seattle, Calgary, Van, Chicago.
You could talk about Chicago challenging.
Detroit. I can't come up with another East team. Can you? Who's another team in the East that like can't make it?
No.
Although I weirdly will kind of lean and say I don't think Pittsburgh will. Everyone else is getting better. Pittsburgh got marginally worse. I don't know. They also overperformed like crazy. Riley, come on. New Jersey, I do not agree. But yes, Detroit. That's crazy that Detroit's the only team I can point at and say no. Narcy, I'm okay with you saying Columbus probably not. I can absolutely see Columbus getting it. But sure, if I have to like gun to my head, I got to pick a couple of teams out of the Metro that I think won't make it. Makes me sad, but Columbus is probably one that I would pick. But they can.
Yeah, that's why like Columbus prob not is what they said. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
No, totally. Yeah.
We'll see how Jet Greaves does year 2. I mean, that's your starter day 1, and he just was ridiculous this year.
Mateo's right. He caught me on my bluff. The Rangers will not make the playoffs. No chance.
Again, the thing is, it's the Metro, and also they have improved their roster.
They've improved, not enough,
right? But I mean, again, my point is just it's the fucking Metro.
Yeah.
And again, like you said about Pittsburgh, you could also make the same argument with like Philly.
I don't think
I like a lot of what Philly's got going on. Again, like I like a lot of the pieces, but like if you look at everyone that made the playoffs in the East, well, I guess really just like not the top 3 in the Atlantic. If you told me those teams aren't going to make the Olympic, yeah, other than Carolina and the top 3 teams in the Atlantic. If you told me that these teams aren't going to make the playoffs, I'm like, yeah.
If we're going the reverse, I'm not going to argue if someone says Philly's not going to make it, but I'm also like, I hate Philly. I don't think they got worse. Mm-hmm. And I am really interested to see what a full year of Porter Martone looks like.
Yeah, he rules.
Like they made the playoffs before he got added to the fold. That's a big add.
Mm-hmm.
Both in importance and stature. I think for them, the real question is Vladar even remotely repeatable? They paid him like he is. And if he is, then I think Philly's got a pretty good shot to make it. If he falls off at all, the wheels can come off real quick.
Yeah. And they should probably figure out how they want to play Michkov at this point. Because
that would help.
I don't care what shape he was in when he came in. Throughout the whole year, I was like, this is ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
And like the media definitely went psychotic with it. But some of those quotes did not help.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, how do you have a player this talented, like, just feel like, well, not even feel. He's completely cast to the side.
Well, and they got to find a way to replace down their center depth. How do you replace a guy like Leo Carlson?
The legend. Flyers legend.
There will absolutely be Carlson jerseys in the arena next year.
Put a banner. Leo Carlson agreed to come here.
It's like right up there with, I think the best Philly jersey I've ever seen was Collar McBroken.
Ridiculous.
That was awesome. That I told you the best jersey I've seen in person was definitely when I went to Arizona for the Pittsburgh-Arizona game, because I had to see my boy Phil in that beautiful jersey. Guy standing in front of me in the beer line. I'll have to dig back through my photos for proof, but guy was rocking an Arizona Coyotes Datsu jersey. And I told him he was my hero. And he's like, I know.
Like, oh, you know.
I still think that if they were still in Arizona, you have to talk to those players and come up with a way to get them to come out and do some kind of gimmick jersey retirement. Get Hossa, Datsuk, Pronger. Like, come on. Not as funny if they do it in Utah. So pass. I think that's it there. The one thing, and if there's anything else you want to talk about or anything Mateo has teed up, we can get into it, but they fucking did it, dude. Joey Cullen is going to the Hlinka Gretzky. God damn it, I love it.
Yep. He's a special player, man.
And actually, I don't know if it's coming out this week or next week. Gotta connect with Joe and figure out how we're gonna coordinate things. But we did do an interview with Matt Cullen where we talk about his recruiting efforts of one top 2028 prospect, Joey Cullen.
I mean, legally, I need him to commit to be a Gopher by law.
I mean, Dad's job might depend on it.
That would rule if he was just like going to refuse to commit until like the last minute, though, and they're just at dinner. What do you want to talk about, Dad?
Who gets the last cheesecake? You do.
Interesting.
Right, that's right, bitch.
That's right, little boy. That's right, young fella.
Young fella. Man. But yes, I love that he's on the team, and now that's pretty much all anyone will talk about for the Hlinka.
Yep.
That and just this schlub who decided not to play for the Gophers. Duplex, Dupixel, DuPont. Yes. Anything else we want to hit on here? Or anything else Mateo had lined up for us? I mean, we can do a light preview. I mean, talking Hobie Baker for next year. I feel like I'm a little disappointed that this past year just kind of proved that now they're going to make it like we want to honor the veteran players kind of thing. Because no disrespect, even though this is a disrespectful thing to say probably, but like I have a hard time with TJ Hughes being in the Hobie Hattrick group when he wasn't the best player on his team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a huge gap. I'm not saying that he like wasn't deserving to be in the conversation as one of the best players in college hockey, but to take him just because he's a senior and your best player is a sophomore, I don't like that. Don't like it. And yes, Mateo, correct. Nikita Klepov will not be in the running.
I was about to say too, like,
thank God.
I saw the big thing. I talk about college hockey. Klepov just signed his ELC, which, I mean, did not have that in the cards. Good for him, and I loved the pick this summer or the day one of the draft. He's such an exciting player, and I love it. Yeah. So I'm all aboard.
Just that much quick. He's offer sheet eligible.
Yeah, perfect. Guess what, motherfuckers?
Yeah, I talked to my boy Cutter. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. What is Cutter coaching gonna get? I don't even know. But Hobie Baker back on track. Sorry, focus. I don't know how to like make proper predictions when it's like who's going to be a junior or senior that pops off and has a good year, because that's probably what it'll end up being.
Repeat that. I was reading something.
Yeah, we got started down this track with the Hughes versus wow, now I can't even remember his name. Maybe he shouldn't have been picked. Hage talk. Maybe they got confused. Maybe the names are just too close, Hughes and Hage. Like, oh shit, we picked the wrong one. Just go with it. I just don't know how to go about predicting the Hobie effectively when it's like who's going to be a junior or senior that like pops off and has a really good year, and that's who gets the votes because they're an upperclassman.
Mm-hmm.
Like same thing. Like we are very outspoken. We love Charlie Stramel. Porter Martone was their best player, was he not? Like
it was.
So it's basically who are the juniors and seniors out there that we already know are sick. Like I'm biased, obviously. I'm going to be riding the train very, very hard for my boy Brody Zemer.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be in that mix. Talking about the Boston schools, who do you think stands out as being like a real contender for the Hobie? If things shake out right.
Looking at BC and selfishly the Bruins, I mean, like, we'll see what
Dino
this season looks like for Letourneau. I mean, he was one of their finalists for out of BC, him and Hagens. So as far as BC goes, he's going to be close to the top of that list. And I mean, like, I do wonder if the committee really will lean super hard into like going for like the juniors and seniors, players that have played college hockey for a long time, because like some of the talent that's coming in from the CHL is outrageous. Like if you came to me from the future and said, hey, just so you know, Landon DuPont's going to be the best player in college hockey this year, I'm like, sure. Yeah, there's absolutely a world, but that's fairly likely. This kid's fucking outrageous.
All right. Side question off that spinoff. You gotta put the money in right now. Who has the better season, him or Reed?
I mean, maybe I'll lean Reed just for the fact that he's a year older, I guess. I don't know, but
older,
like,
and I don't know. Like, both teams are sick, but I also feel like he hand to glove stepping in with that. It is really the same for both of them, I guess, as far as how sick the lineup is. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, and I look at BU's should be significantly better than they were last year. And if you told me like Ty Lawrence is going to have the biggest bounce back years of all time, I'd be like, yeah, because he actually, beyond the counting stats, if you watch the fucking games that he played for BU, he was legitimately outrageous. And they have a nice recruiting class coming in. And I mean, I'm sure he's going to look at Malhotra and be like, you and me, buddy, going head to head. I will be the best player on this fucking hockey team.
So Ryder Ritchie, then.
Ryder Ritchie, Hobie Baker finalist. All that to say, Ryder Ritchie. I don't know. It's really hard to tell, just like with the way that the votes go versus looking at the talent that's coming in from the CHL. Like it's really hard. But I mean, we would both love it if Brody Zemer was at least the fun. I mean, that'd be incredible. I think it's impossible to even try to handicap it right now. Like,
no, yeah, but it's interesting discussion. And
in July,
I will say, I will be shocked if Zemer's not in the group of 10. Like, if he doesn't make that group, I don't know what happened. Yeah, something went terribly wrong.
Something isn't this.
What about NCHC? Like, who is there that's a veteran with Denver?
Well, what happens if Keaton Verhoff pops off?
Oh, of course. Hang on.
Hey, he's been there for a year.
How sick would it be if Zam did it?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would rule.
Back-to-back years of brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Victor does it next year.
And Victor says, hello, don't forget. Right here, pal.
Victor actually leads the league in points, but they give it to Zam because he's older.
And they say that in the press release.
This is a team award.
Now, did Victor have 20 more points than Zam? Yes. But have you looked at the birth certificates? Folks, it was an easy decision. Also, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You guys know how this goes.
Any other NCHC love, though? Like, who from North Dakota? Like, I feel like one of my top picks has to be Zellers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a guy that has a Hobie contender written all over him, in my mind.
Yep.
In fact, let's see. I think I started... I get asked to weigh in on these. Let's see. Who am I not thinking of right now that I've given?
Well, I mean, like North Dakota's class is outrageous.
Like I got to think like, so top 3 for me. And again, there's a little bias that seeps in, but like Hage, Max Plant, Brody Zemer, like those are the 3 that I can like confidently say will be in that top 10 group. Whether or not they make the hat trick or not, who knows? Like anyone else that I have on this list, it's like if they pop off, like they're there, but it's not a guarantee that they make that field of 10, you know? Mm-hmm. One that I'm curious what you think the ceiling is for him this year. One of Mateo's favorites from a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. What do you think? Riker Lee, how do we feel about like a potential candidacy for him in the Hobie ballots?
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Like, dude, his mixtape last year, some of the like, he was stepping onto the ice and just everyone, just a minute. I will be going Sports Center top 10 mode here. If everyone change your channels to the Big Ten Network, stand by, watch this shit. And what did he finish with this year? 30 points. Like, yeah, he's absolutely gonna be in the mix. Like, Michigan State's gonna be filthy again. And there's no reason to think, just watching him play, that he's going to have any kind of a big step back or whatever.
What's their first line this year?
Probably be Riker. Jimmy? Do you think Jimmy's going to be there, dude? Jimothy?
Dude, if Jimmy Clark went over there and worked his way into the Hobie conversation, I would be so happy for him.
Right. Fucking rule. Let's see. Tommy Ministo probably is going to be, I mean, he's going to be in that top 6, obviously.
Sure. Who's their 1C?
Is Romani up there? Oh my god, I forgot they're getting both Hextall and Belchess as freshmen coming in. I forgot Colin Potter transferred too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Lindstrom or Potter gonna be the 1C?
Probably Potter.
Dude, what will their top 6 wings be? Because they still got Vansagi. I don't know, dude.
Vansagi's a dangerous man. Like look at the headshot. Like that, he's 6'2", 220. Just a stud.
He's gonna step in for Charlie Stramel and collect souls.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I hadn't actually even thought about putting like their lineup together. Like
I hadn't either until just now.
I forgot they have Regensburg coming in. Oh, they're like, it's unbelievable. I
feel so bad for them.
These motherfuckers.
Well, dude, I mean, Michigan on the other side too. Like, obviously, Hage is their guy. He's the one that's going to pace them. But here's the names that were provided to me from Michigan that could all be considered for Hobie, which you can do write-ins, whatever. But Adam Valentini, Ben Robertson, Cameron Reed, Cole McKinney, Garrett Shifsky, Jack Ivankovic, Jaden Perron, Landon DuPont, Malcolm Spence, Michael Hage, Nick Moldenauer, and Will Horkoff. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't suck.
Disagree. It very much sucks.
Well, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think either way, I think taking a step back and like thinking about it for more than 5 seconds, like I think gun to my head, if you're gonna make me pick like a Hobie Baker, what I would be willing to like throw a couple bucks on, I'd probably go Michael Hayes just outright. Because I mean that kid is just.
I want to see the odds
sick
on Zellers for sure. And what do you think? Do you think there's enough? I know we like this player, but do you think there's enough of a next gear for a Cole Reshny to get into that chat?
Maybe.
Or is that a little bit too much to ask?
Might be a little much is when you look at his game out. Like he's not gonna go out and put up like Hayes offensive numbers or anyone else like that. But like as far as the way that he plays, how good he is, he's gonna be one of the better players in college hockey. Like he was really, really good last year. I forgot Zetterberg was going to Mankato. He rules.
Yeah, Zetterberg to Mankato. Up. We gotta address this for Wild Prospect Talk. What should we expect freshman year Adam Banach, Western Michigan?
I mean, probably more of the same, right around point per game. He's gonna be on that top 60 first PP guy. So as far as like what does taking a step look like, I don't really know, because I mean he was on a Bradford team that was legitimately just outrageous, and he was basically legit start to finish, just solid OHL guy. He's played in 17 different leagues at this point. Literally has played pro hockey a couple years ago, which is very funny in my head to think about. Like the kid got drafted a year ago. He's like, yeah, no, I was playing pro about 3 years ago. But then I came back, went to the USHL, went to the OHL, to go play college hockey. Like, oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Well, so for Wild fans who continue to just bang the table that like he's a big trade piece, right? He's obviously not yet. What would it take? Like, what would you need to see in his game for it to all of a sudden be like, oh shit, this translates pro? Like, maybe we can include him in a package. Or does that almost need 2 or 3 years for us to see anything noteworthy?
Yeah, I mean, like the only way that like it would be he would get that kind of attention.
A supplemental piece, to be clear, but
even then, like you look at the profile. I mean, you're talking about like if that was to happen this year, it's like, oh, he's going to be in the discussion for Hobie. For people to like, for like league wide, for that to be like, oh shit, like he is actually like a legit blue chip prospect. He would have to literally probably be like one of the best players in college hockey this season, which who knows? I mean, like I love the kid. I believe that like he's ridiculously talented. And I think he's got a ton of upside, but again, there's probably a pretty wide floor or wide like ceiling to floor gap.
All right, I got 2 more questions on college hockey and then we can wrap if you want. But we talked about several guys for the Hobie. I don't give this team, or just let's be real, their conference, any love. I'm a little biased. Say nice things about Ethan Wittenbach and why it's embarrassing that we didn't bring his name up sooner.
Yeah, that's fair. In my head, like I was like, did he sign? No, obviously he didn't. Yeah, I mean, how many points did he put up last year? Like 50.
Stupid.
Yeah, he went off.
Was it 59? Does that sound right? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I mean, just like ridiculously skilled, dual threat, could score goals, could make plays. Himself was obviously a driver for that Winnipeg team. Winnipeg's always going to be tough to evaluate individual players, but I mean, that's where a guy like Colin Graff came from. And maybe that's the kind of like NHL upside that someone like an Ethan Wittenbach is going to have. You know, especially if when he goes to, what is it, Calgary? Yeah, Calgary.
59. Nailed it.
Nailed it. But yeah, you put him with really good players or just in the right situation. He's got a ton of skill and he can pop offensively. So, you look at the Winnipeg model. The first player that comes to mind again is like that a Colin Graff type. So, and I mean, Colin Graff just put up 20 and 20 or 20 plus and 20 plus this past season playing up and down that San Jose lineup. So I think there's absolutely an NHL future for Winnipeg. And obviously, like he went off last year. And I mean, there were plenty of nights where like that Winnipeg team was good, but there were plenty of shifts where he was just like, nah, I'm going to take over. I will literally do everything from start to finish in this shift. So he rules. It's good for him. Do I think he's going to put up 59 again? No.
Right.
Because last year, like they had a couple like 7, 8, 9, 0 drubbings. So
that definitely couldn't happen again in that conference. No way. Joking. I know I said only 2 more questions, but I'm going to sneak one in just softly. Are there other wild prospects in college hockey we need to touch on? I know we hit on 3 already. Is there anyone like noteworthy? Like I know, like I guess we lightly brought it up with Winnipeg that they have the father of Aaron Pionk. Any other? Who are we missing? I feel like there should be more wild prospects in college hockey. I know he graduated several, but just feels weird that there would only be 4.
We'll see what Kipke does this year.
Kipke, come.
I think that's basically all at this point.
All right, fair enough. So then the actual last question that I was already going to ask. Even odds, even though it probably wouldn't be listed even odds, but whatever. Who has a better season this year? Who stands out as a better defenseman? Carson Carroll's, Keaton Verhoff.
I think you probably lean with the experience playing college hockey in Verhoff's corner. Again, that being said, even the past season, there were plenty of highs for him. I mean, we talked about this before the draft. There were a whole lot of question marks that either we were hoping he would answer coming in or like new questions about just how bad some of like the timing was, the hockey sense was. And even the skating, which is like just looking at it looks fine. But even like he got exposed a few times there for North Dakota. But I think you probably lead with the experience in Verhoff's corner. I think there's also more of a question about what he is, like what kind of defenseman he's going to be. Do you want to lean on him for the defense or the offense? Carroll's, the advantage he has is the fact that he's like just a wrecking ball. He's gonna skate well, and he's gonna pound pucks, and he's gonna crush everything that moves. And defensively, he's fine. So I think there's more runway for him to be like, I'm just gonna go cook. He's like, all right, go ahead. Verhoff, they're probably gonna lean on him for more stuff. And we'll see what kind of like more minutes he gets. The other question is going to be how good is Ethan McKenzie going to be next year for North Dakota, because he gets drafted this year finally. What is he? He was like a D+2 this year, D+3, and he was outrageously good. Went to the World Juniors, looked fine, and then just had a really good WHL season again. Now I think he's going to be there next year at North Dakota, so that could be a player that like. Just given the fact that he's going to be 21 years old, like stepping in, mostly players that are going to be younger than him, and he's got a ton of experience and he's played a ton of hockey. That could be a player that doesn't like when you look at like the recruiting class for North Dakota, but even just like NCHC plus Big Ten, Ethan McKenzie's not a player that's going to get a ton of like love as far as like headliners that are coming from the CHL, but Ethan McKenzie's a guy I could see also challenging for one of North Dakota's better defensemen for sure, because he rules.
Fair enough. Sweet. I don't like that there's that many North Dakota guys worth talking about, but they're gonna be fun this year.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
I can admit it.
They're gonna be a problem.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I don't know. You tell me. Did we miss anything? Any other college players that you're just randomly itching to talk about?
I gotta see if he's gonna.
We can save it for when we do more Gopher centric stuff, but I just have to have LJ Mooney's name at least mentioned because that guy's gonna do stupid stuff this year again.
He's gonna be an idiot. Positively.
Do you think a guy like Morozov, like, is there a ceiling there because he's literally just going to carry that team? Like, do you see him having a big enough season where he gets Hobie sniffs?
I mean, it'll be tough. I do think he's just going to take another step forward. I just don't know how much more of a ceiling there is, which is like, that's like the kind of like the projection for him is like, oh yeah, no, he's going to be a solid NHLer. Top 6, probably not, but solid all-around player that's going to be relied on both ends of the ice. He's got the size, has the style of game that's going to translate well for hockey. So I think he's going to put up similar numbers. I think he should be able to take a step forward. How big of a step forward? I don't know. It's going to be like the part of that's just he's a victim of the circumstances in like that situation, but solid player. But I could see them be like, he not only has he played college hockey for a year, he's big too. We like that. That's a really cool thing for the Hobie Baker. Look at him. He's older and big.
Imagine this guy up on stage.
Listen, did he have 36 points fewer than Michael Hage? Yes. But fuck Michael Hage. Look at him. He's big. Look at him. Look how big he is.
Oh, there is one. Okay, one other name that I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention. Maybe it's just because he's a passenger, and maybe that's too much to say, but Teddy Stiga. Where's he on your radar? Just now?
For Hobie, no. I would be
not for Hobie. I guess this doesn't have to be exclusively Hobie. Do you think he's a guy that we're talking about this year, or is he a supplementary player?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're like BC's probably praying that he's a guy. I mean, like last year wasn't great. I think he had like 20 points in 30-something games last year. And you look at some of the players they're losing, they're going to need him to be like a top 2, 3, 4 point producer for them. So, and again, I love Teddy Stiga. Like I love the player, but last year was a bit of a tough one for him. BC again, they were up and down for a while there. But I mean, I think he scored 5 or 6 goals, 20 points in 30-something games last year. So they're gonna need him to take another couple steps forward for them and be a go-to guy. I imagine he's gonna have a letter. So and he's good enough, but you know, just looking at the body of work the past 12 months, I don't know.
Fair enough. All right. I think that does it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. We somehow managed to take 0 hockey topics and make it 2 hours. Yeah, that's all I got.
Let's see. It's like 20 minutes ago. The Wild don't get Larkin. Do you think they'll go after their player? And if so, who?
I think that comes down to which teams are falling off. That's where, again, like the timing with getting Gustafsson back, if he can play, aligns well for whatever they would want to do. Because December, there's going to be panic teams that are like, oh, never mind, we suck. Let's go for DuPont. I just don't know who that would be because, like we said earlier, the parity in the league is insane. It'll be interesting. But I think they'll absolutely move on to someone else if it's not Larkin. It's just who is going to come down to. Garen's going to have a list of like 10 guys he's very broadly interested in. Let's see which one actually becomes available. Because right now, no one else is available.
Right. That's the thing. It's like not only the like who is, but like when. You know what I mean? Like I think at this point, if it's not Larkin, this is probably the team coming into the year. And they're obviously going to try to make a move early on in the season at some point here. But I think given the schedule this year, they'll have a better idea. Or there are going to be some teams that are going to find out pretty quick, like, oh, fuck. Like, we stink. Oh, boy. We were hoping we wouldn't, but we do indeed stink. And I'm even beyond Larkin. I'm curious to see once that happens, how much more is there for them to be like, we gotta, because I don't think they need to necessarily fully tear it down. But as far as if with a Larkin trade, don't fucking, we need players that can play now. No, you fucking don't. Counterpoint, false. You don't need that at all. You've got like Evanson you need to lock up, and DeBrincat you need to re-sign. And beyond that, I mean, you've got Seider locked up, Raymond's locked up. Like, you're fine.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as if they don't get Larkin.
Was I at the 3M?
Definitely we're not.
I just am trying to figure out what that even means.
The golf.
I was not. I definitely was not.
There you go.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, was there something happening at Mariucci? What? No, I was not.
There's 3 Mariucci's? How did I not know?
It's 3M. It's 3M Arena at Mariucci.
Yeah.
But no, I was not. Oh, that was gonna bother me. Thank you for coming up with that, Z. Because I
Hoppy, were you just hanging out at the Mariucci? Did you just go in there?
Nope. Yeah.
I was just checking it out.
Okay. I know that a lot of people like going to that, and this is not at all a comment on those who choose to go because I'm in the minority, but I don't know if I could ever like go to watch people play golf. It'd be cool to like see a couple of guys tee off and just see how insane their talent is, but like to be there all day, I'm just not enough of a golf guy to care. Now, if I'm gonna just like follow Tiger around all day, like sure, why not? It would have been cooler 10 years ago, but still. Yeah, I don't know. I like golf. I'll definitely tune in like on Sundays if there's like a really good, like you got several guys in the field or you got 2 guys like battling out head to head, but I'm not nearly enough into the golf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Scotty for sure draws the crowds.
Decent player.
That's funny because I always like kind of liked Rory McIlroy, but now after hearing how much like he gets mad at people like saying anything to him, I'd almost want to go and just tackle him, see what happens, see if he gets me thrown out. Then I get everything. I get to show up and see a couple of hits, and then I get to leave early because he kicks me out. Wins all around. I think.
That being said, I will say his response to people at the Ryder Cup justified, and he was awesome. When he sunk that putt and just looked at him, fuck you.
I love that. No, I love that. Yes. There's just like,
some
of the things where like people like literally just like yell like USA at him, and he gets like pissed.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, dude. Come on.
Fuck you.
You're cool.
Just yeah. Lisa Lampanelli, you're cool.
Oh no! Now we're gonna go down this track again. The second best stand-up comic, period. Anthony Jeselnik.
He rules. I thought about because Tosh was doing his final tour and he was going to be out here in Boston right around my birthday. I thought me and my buddy Justin were like, no, because the tickets never got like reasonable.
Yeah,
they were so expensive. He fucking rocks.
Dude, he's so good.
I like that he was like, fuck, I'll do one more tour. Yeah, the pay is good. All right, I'll do it.
For anyone that didn't pick up on C's hint there, Tosh is absolutely my number one. Granted, I did not like Tosh Pointo. We can have that debate another time. If people want to disagree, that's fine. Teach their own. But his stand-up is just unmatched. And it's hit or miss at times on the podcast, but the podcast is great.
It's such a funny premise that they came to, hey, man, we think you should do a podcast. He goes, no, this will pay you. Okay, if I don't ever have to have any celebrities or other comedians on the podcast, let me just talk to random people.
Random people from my life.
From my life. Yeah, not random people. From my life. They said, deal. And he goes, fuck.
Here's my French surfing buddy.
The guest number 1 or 2, my wife's gynecologist.
that was the one that got me to listen. I'm like, I have to hear where he takes this. This is great. I also love that the first question every time is, do you believe in ghosts?
He rules, dude.
And whenever they say yes, or like they're thinking about it, he's like, oh, so you're not very smart. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, well,
there's a right question and you did not give it. Oh yeah. Gillis live would be good. Cool. I know. He's grown on me a ton. I'm actually like a very big fan of Gillis now, but it took a minute for me to warm up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It felt like he felt very one-dimensional. And then as you see more and more of his stuff, it's like, yeah, sure. He's got like the same vibe, but like, nah, he's got layers. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gillis rocks. But still, Tosh and Jeselnik, easy 1-2 for me. If we're going down this path, and we're done after this, I promise, but he's funny, but I love the way that he incorporates the visuals. Dude, the art pad thing for Dimitri Martin is so goddamn funny. Oh, yeah, so good. Look, I'll just add a line.
Yeah.
Like, here's a snail. I'll draw a line straight down. Now we have a lollipop with a little worm sticking out. And then he draws from that like line, a line straight across. He's like, now we have a suicidal snail.
Oh God. Yeah. Back in the day, too. I was just like, fuck yeah, everything he does is awesome.
It's just he rocks. Man.
Yeah, comedy's tough now though.
Yeah, you can't say funny things.
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah, sure. If you're Gillis.
No, yeah, this is a bad take. Comedians, they can't say anything. I'm like, yeah, they can. They can say whatever the fuck they want. If it's funny, then it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Like, even Seinfeld came out on a podcast recently. He's like, I wish I'd never said that bullshit about like, comedy, like people, like comedians can't be funny anymore. It's PC culture. Number 1, Jerry Seinfeld, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Number 2, shut the fuck up for every reason. And even he was like, I don't even know why I fucking said that. He was just doing an interview, and I was like, thank you. He gave like a real answer to it. I was like, okay. I think this actually isn't just you responding to people being like, shut the fuck up, Jerry Seinfeld.
But also kind of that.
But also definitely still fuck you, bro. Shut the fuck up, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good one, Cole. How about Stiller not liking Tropic Thunder? He must not have seen the scenes with Tom Cruise. That's all I have to say.
I love that Cruise is like, what if I am over the top outrageous? Who am I talking to? This is Flaming Dragon. Okay, Flaming Dragon. Fuckface.
Take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
And literally fuck your own face.
Just Flaming Dragon.
Okay, Flaming Dragon.
Oh,
Let you take a step back. And literally fuck your own face.
Mateo, you need to stop.
Also, at the end of that phone call, when he puts when he puts the phone down, goes, "We don't negotiate with terrorists." That one is so funny. That was like,
yeah. I don't
know
what
they're dead. They're gonna die. It's fine.
Movie. I do like to the South Park guys will talk about how they like come up with stuff. People are like, are you ever worried? Like, is there a line? Are you worried that you cross? Like, no, we don't say anything unless we think it's genuinely funny. Like, we don't even stop to think about whether it's offensive. We find out after the fact when everyone tells us how offensive we were. We're like, huh, okay, I guess that one was offensive.
Yeah, I mean that exact. Yeah, that's not.
They're also the only people in the world that can literally do what they want, and like they did the Muhammad shit, and they're still alive. That says a lot.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like done with comedians complaining.
Yeah.
So also like I'm looking at the ones that complain and I'm like, your whole set is you just saying the most disgusting shit possible because that's cool and funny. No, it's not a funny joke. Like it was literally just looking for a reason to use a certain word.
Yeah.
And like there was no setup to the joke. There wasn't funny at all unless you're literally like doing like the mothership. Like shut the fuck up about complaining. Like I'm done with the fucking comedians. But like, we can't say anything. It's like, no, you can if it's funny. Like, I mean,
yeah, just don't say unfunny things.
Just make it be funny.
You're literally your only job is to be funny.
Your entire job. Don't need to know what your commentary is on the landscape of fucking like.
We have some sacrilege from Mateo to end the episode. Does Jim Carrey have a better catalog of movies than Will Ferrell? No.
I don't know who Will Ferrell is.
True, but I think he means Will Ferrell. But I'm sorry, Jim Carrey absolutely does not have a better catalog of movies than Will Ferrell. I'll give you his number one movie. I would allow that it beats any Will Ferrell movie. Dumb and Dumber, like I have all the time in the world for Dumb and Dumber. But Jim Carrey has other good movies. Dumb and Dumber is the only one that I put in that tier. I would pick 3 or 4 Will Ferrell movies before the next Jim Carrey movie, personally. I know there's a lot of people that will get mad. I think Ace Ventura is good. It's not elite tier for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Will Ferrell, don't come at me with Will Ferrell slander.
His one scene in The Office is good.
Big ups, huh? Well, see you later.
Just on vacation. And,
I actually used that for the thumbnail last week, I think.
I was on vacation to Finger Lakes.
All right. Well, I think that's the perfect way to end the episode. We'll just give it to Cole here. Hey, big ups, huh? Well, see you later.